Hare Krishna. So today we'll discuss about different pastimes of Krishna. So we'll begin with the prayers. Om Angyanti Mirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurmiritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Shandrupadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadkamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagar Jatam Sakhana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sa Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishisha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarane Vancha Kalpadrubhasha Kripa Sindhubhe Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतसे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपिका गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्याम जगन्नाथाय ते नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसति गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna. So we'll discussing about childhood pastimes of Krishna, and at the same time we'll see the perspective of mostly Kavi Karnapur, who is a son of famous Sivanand Sen. And we'll also discuss with some commentaries from some other acharyas. So we'll begin with the pastime of Viswarup Darshan. So when Krishna was like very small, so once he was drinking milk of Mother Yashoda. So at that time, while drinking milk, suddenly Krishna yawned, like we see children yawning. And when Krishna yawned, Mother Yashoda saw so many universes in the mouth of Krishna. She saw earth, trees, huge mountains, oceans, cities, mines, and then she saw herself and Nand Maharaj also. She was pretty puzzled upon what she was saying. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he speaks about this pastime, that she thought maybe this is some magic of some demigod. And then she started thinking, why will some demigod try to put some spell on an ordinary cowherd lady like myself? So that is not possible. And she was thinking, maybe I am daydreaming. She looked here and there, she found that I am not daydreaming. Then she thought, maybe this particular spell upon me is done by some demons. And then she thought, so many demons have attacked Krishna, maybe it is some spell of a demon. And immediately she became very fearful and protective about Krishna. So same Viswarup Darshan which made Arjuna so fearful. And he started praying that, my dear Lord, please forgive me. I have jokingly called you sometime as Sakha, my friend. Sometimes joked upon you. Please forgive me for all these offenses. I didn't know that you are the Supreme Lord. But as far as Mother Yashoda is concerned, her love for Krishna didn't deter even a little bit while seeing this Viswarup Darshan in the mouth of Krishna. So In this way, bewildering potency of Krishna was bewildered that Yashoda Mai was not bewildered by this Vishwarup Darshan. So this is how Krishna saw this Vishwarup Darshan. And as the days passed, Krishna, who is Supreme Lord, was exactly behaving like an ordinary child. And then one day, when Krishna opened his mouth, Mother Yashoda saw a small new tooth in the mouth of Krishna, which was appearing like a milk drop. So there was the first new tooth appearing in the mouth of Krishna. And that was like a huge celebration for Mother Yashoda, that my son, my Lala, he has got a teeth now. New tooth has come. And then she informed Nand Maharaj also. And when Nand Maharaj came, he carried Krishna on his shoulders. And sometime Mother Yashoda lovingly would carry Krishna on his lap. And that is how Krishna filled the hearts of Nand Maharaj and Mother Yashoda with unlimited bliss. So in this ways, Krishna would play with his mother and father. So while this baby Krishna was crawling in the courtyard of Nand Maharaj, he started hearing some sound of tingling bells. Because Mother Yashoda would tie a black kinkani thread on Krishna's waist, and she would also tie some bells. And Krishna had a nupur also on his feet. So when he was crawling, he started hearing the tingling of the bells. And when Krishna started hearing the tingling of the bells, he started wondering, from where is this sound coming? From where is this sound coming? And then he looked back on his shoulders again to identify from where is the sound coming. So the same Lord who is omniscient, who is all-knowing, was now in his pastime. He was showing as if he was unaware of the tingling of the bells. It is not just Krishna shows it, Krishna actually feels it. That is how he enjoys the pastimes. And as the days were passing, one day, Krishna crawled and crawled and crawled and crawled, and he went to the doorway of Nand Maharaj. And the doorways of Nand Maharaj are very nicely decorated with jewels. And there, near the doorway, there was a tree, and a bird was sitting on the tree. So when Krishna saw the reflection of this baby bird on the jewels of the doorways of Nanda Maharaj, he tried to touch this bird or the reflection of the bird with his soft pink fingers, which were looking like as soft as leaves and which were as pink as the rising sun. So when he was trying to touch the reflection of the bird, he was not able to touch it, and that is why he was bewildered by it. And when gopis saw this particular scene, how Krishna is trying to touch the reflection of the bird and he was thinking it was the bird, they started laughing and joking, giggling among themselves. So that is how Krishna, who is the omniscient person or omniscient Lord of the whole world, he was pretending as if he is trying to learn the things of this world. And gopis were also trying to test how much Krishna has learned. So that is why once what happened is, Krishna was there And all the gopis had surrounded Krishna. And gopis started asking one by one, "My dear Krishna, can you tell me where are your eyes?" And Krishna very intelligently replied, "These are my eyes." And the gopis asked, "My dear Krishna, where is your nose?" Immediately Krishna replied by pointing at the nose, that this is my nose. And then gopis started asking, "Where are your ears?" And Krishna pointed out, "These are my ears." Where is your belly?" Krishna pointing out, "No, I have a belly also." And then suddenly gopis asked, "Where are your teeth?" And then Krishna became very shy and he replied, "I have no teeth. I have no teeth." Because they just came up. So, in this way, gopis would test Krishna from time to time. One day, brother of Nanda Maharaj, whose name was Upananda, he came to the house of Nanda Maharaj. And he started asking Krishna that, "My dear Lala, can you tell me about your parents?" And Krishna, with his leaf-like hands, pointed that this is Baba. So he was asking, "Where is your father?" So he was pointing at Nanda Maharaj. And when he started asking, "Where is your Ma? Where is your Mata?" And Krishna pointed at Mother Yashoda. So that is how Upananda was testing the knowledge of Krishna. So once Gopi asked Krishna to speak the name of his mother, and Krishna tried to somehow connect the broken words, and he suddenly spoke, "Ma Ta." And the gopis were very happy. And then they asked, "Can you tell the name of your father?" And Krishna, with all strength, tried to connect the words and told, "Ta, Ta, Ta, Ta." Tata means father, Mata means mother. So that is how the Supreme Lord, who is the embodiment of all knowledge, was now learning to speak the name of his mother and father. And as we had discussed, that the pillars of the house of Nand Maharaj were inlaid with various jewels. So once when Krishna was walking through the courtyard of Nand Maharaj, suddenly he saw his own reflection in the jewel inlaid pillar of Nand Maharaj. And then he was very frightened to see his own reflection. So he tried to erase the reflection. But when he was unable to erase it, he became so fearful of the reflection, thinking that there is some other person, that immediately he jumped on the lap of Mother Yashoda and hid himself under the sari of Mother Yashoda. So that is how the Lord, who is fear personified, that means even Yamraj is fearful of Krishna. And the same Lord was fearful of seeing his own reflection. And as the time passed, slowly, Krishna tried to walk. So earlier he was crawling, then he learned to sit, and in due course of time, now he was learning to walk. So he tried with his full strength to get up. He walked a few steps, and then he suddenly fell. And when he fell, he looked around towards his mother and he began to cry. And then Mother Yashoda consoled her child. Mother Yashoda held the finger of Krishna, encouraged him to stand up. Krishna stood up. And then Mother Yashoda began to teach Krishna to walk. So Krishna kept one step, second step, then third step. And then after walking a few steps, he was very happy. He was successful in walking. So that is how Supreme Lord learned how to walk. Once Mukhara Devi, who's actually grandmother of Radharani, she came to the house of Nand Maharaj. And when she saw Krishna, so then she told, "My dear boy, my dear child, so I'm very thirsty. Can you bring me that pot of water along with the wooden lid of the water pot and also that cup?" So then Krishna, after hearing these instructions, he bet his hands and he tried his best to lift the pot. But then he felt it very heavy. He was not able to lift it. So he tried to collect the pot, the seat and the cup close to his chest. He walked a few steps and then he kept all the things down. And then again he struggled very hard to lift the small light items and left the heavy ones like pot. And he was struggling and bringing those things. At that right time, the wives of Upananda and Sunanda, so they also came. And they started rebuking Mukhara Devi. And they told to Krishna, "My dear Krishna, you are not fit to do such menial works like lifting the pot and the wooden seat and this cup. You are son of a king. Nand Maharaj is the king of all the cowherd men. Keep it down. And this Mukhara Devi is making you work so hard. You don't have to work so hard." And Krishna very happily kept all the things down. And in this way, by different pastimes, Krishna was winning the heart of all the devotees. So once one gopi, she told Krishna, "My dear Krishna, can you dance?" And then she said, "If you dance, I'll give you this sweet butter." And this pastime is also remembered by so many acharyas. Like we have Bilva Mangal Thakur, who in Govind Damodar Stotram, he speaks a beautiful verse. Ramanujam viksham kelilolam gopi grahitva navanita golam abalakam balakam ajuhava govinda damodara madhaveti. So Ramanujam viksham kelilolam. So upon seeing Ramanuj, Ram is Balram, and Ram Anuj is the name of Krishna also. So Balram's younger brother Anuj is Krishna. So Ramanujam viksham kelilolam. So upon seeing Krishna, the gopi, what she did is gopi grihitva namnit golam. So she kept a handful of butter on her hands. And then she said, "Abalakam balakam ajuhava." "Oh dear child, please come here, please come here. I'll give you butter." So in this way, this gopi promised Krishna that I'll give you butter, but then you have to dance for me. And just for that small piece of butter, Krishna was beautifully dancing by keeping his left leg forward and then the right leg forward and moving around in a circle just to get that small portion of butter. So actually Krishna was not hungry for butter, he was hungry for the love of the gopis. So that is how Krishna entertained all the gopis. Suddenly one day when Krishna was getting decorated, so then a gopi noticed Krishna has a golden line on his chest. And then this gopi asked Krishna, "My dear Krishna, what is that golden line on your chest? Is it your wife?" And Krishna nodded by saying, "Yeah, she's my wife, she's my wife." And all the gopis began to dance and laugh, enjoy. One day, Mother Yasoda, she tried to dress Krishna very opulently. So she first decorated Krishna with a dhoti, and then she kept bagal band, another kurta on the as the upper garment to Krishna. Then she kept an overcoat like we have in Vrindavan. Then she kept a turban on the head of Krishna. She kept so many jewels on the body of Krishna. And Krishna was not accustomed to wear such heavy clothes. So when Krishna was very beautifully decorated with all the jewelries on his hands, legs, on the neck, with the turban on the head, so Krishna was looking very opulent. So initially Krishna was looking very happy, but suddenly Krishna started feeling very exhausted. And then somehow he was trying to pull the things away from himself. So he was putting his hand like this and trying to remove the jewelry, trying to remove the clothes. And he was not able to remove the clothes. And when he was trying to somehow remove the clothes and was not able to remove the clothes, then all the gopis started laughing and they enjoyed the pastime like anything. So that is how Krishna in Vrindavan likes to be simple. He doesn't like to be very, very opulently dressed. Once gopis were dressing Mother Yasoda. So when they were trying to dress Mother Yasoda, so they were trying to decorate Yasoda with different jewels. And Krishna tried to take the jewels and he told, "I'll decorate my mother." So it's like he took a earring and tried to put sometimes in the hair, sometimes on the forehead, sometimes on the cheeks, sometimes on the nose. And then all the gopis were laughing. They were saying, "Kanhaiya, you don't know how to dress a woman. You don't know how to dress your mother." So this was an all-knowing Lord didn't know how to dress his own mother. So these are the sweet pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. And as Mother Yasoda had drowned in the love for Krishna and Balram, so similarly, the same parental love was there in the heart of Rohini Devi also. So Rohini Devi, in the scriptures, she is glorified as the mother of Lord Sankarshan, Lord Balram. So she was very fortunate that she came to Vrindavan from Mathura when Vasudeva and Devaki were imprisoned in the prison. And then Balram also appeared in Vrindavan. So one day what happened is Mother Yashoda, she recognized that Rohini Devi, who just came from Mathura, because of being spoken ill words by Kansa. So she was spoken ill words by Kansa. And then Vasudev, he told Rohini Devi, "That's better for you to go to Vrindavan." So Rohini Devi came to Vrindavan and then she realized that she is pregnant. And then in due course of time, as we know that Balram was transferred from the womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini Devi. and then she got the glory of becoming the mother of Krishna's elder brother Balram. So these are the glories of Rohini Devi, who is very fortunate to witness the most sweet childhood pastimes of Krishna Balram. So when Krishna and Balram, they would perform different pastimes in Vrindavan, they would look so beautiful that Kavi Karnapur compares them with different things. So sometimes Kavi Karnapur says that Krishna and Balram, when they would play with each other in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna would look like crystal and Balram would look like emerald. And then he would say, no. When they would play with each other, Krishna would look like dark monsoon cloud and Balram would look like white moonbeams, because Krishna was bluish black in color and Balram was white in color. And then he would compare Krishna like a blue lotus and Balram like a white lotus. Or sometimes when Krishna and Balram, they would embrace each other, Krishna would look like blue waves of Yamuna and Balram would look like a white swan. Or sometimes Krishna would look like a darkest night and Balram would look like a moonlight. Another comparison given by Kavi Karnapur is that Krishna would look like a blue gel embraced by a Balram who would look like a conch shell. So that is how Krishna and Balram would look extremely beautiful. Extremely beautiful. So in this way, Krishna and Balram, they would perform different pastimes in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. So one day, Mother Yashoda and Rohini, while they were doing their work, suddenly they saw Krishna and Balram. They kept sticks in their hand, and they began to chase ferocious animals. And Yashoda and Rohini were terrified. They said, "Oh, you are tender children. How can you chase such ferocious animals?" And when they would move out of the house, they would sometimes run into the blazing forest fires. And this would terrify Yashoda and Rohini like anything. Or sometimes Krishna and Balram, they would jump in front of the proud bulls and grab their long horns and fight with them. So this would also terrify Yashoda and Rohini. So that is how Krishna and Balram would perform pastimes which would bring out the anxiety. Of course, it was a transcendental anxiety in the heart of Yashoda and Rohini, who would always try to protect their own lovely child, take care of their own child. Sometimes Krishna and Balram would crawl in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj and there were naked swords there. So they were worried that our child should not be hurt by these naked swords. Sometimes in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj, some monkeys would come. Rohini and Yashoda would try to protect the children not to be harmed by these monkeys. And that is how Krishna and Balram were performing different pastimes in the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. And at a point of time in Vrindavan, suddenly Garg Rishi came. Actually, Garg Rishi was sent by Vasudev, who thought it is a right time to have name-giving ceremony for Krishna Balram. So Vasudev requested Garg Rishi to go to Vrindavan and give names to Krishna Balram. But at the same time he warned that please do it in privacy, in very private place. Because if Kansa comes to know that no, you have given names to Krishna Balram, he may get to know the reality that Krishna and Balram are my children. And if he gets to know that they are children of myself and Devaki, he would suddenly come to Vrindavan with his army and kill Krishna Balram. So that's why he said that please go to Vrindavan and give names to Krishna Balram. So in this way, Garg Rishi happened to come to Vrindavan. And Garg Rishi, he is vastly learned in Vedic knowledge. So like for example, the essence of sugar is sweetness, essence of a salt is saltiness. Similarly, essence of Garg Rishi is his knowledge and his expertise in giving advice. And as Lord Kapila is well known for defining 24 elements in detail and how they are mixed, how they are produced. Similarly, Garg Rishi is expert in astrology. He is well known in the science of movement of the planets, etc., and how they affect a person's life and psychology. So this is Garg Muni, who is known for his wealth of knowledge. And as ocean is source of all the rivers, Garg Rishi is also expert in all the branches of knowledge, but especially in astrology. Similarly, as sun removes the darkness, similarly Garg Muni or Garg Rishi, he is also remover of ignorance. So when the sun rises, the darkness is dissipated. Similarly, as soon as Garg Rishi comes to any place, the ignorance about different things goes away. So Garg Rishi is famous for his austerities. Rather, the entire dynasty of Garg. So you can see that in North India there is a surname of Garg. So the entire dynasty became famous because of Garg Rishi. So in this way, Garg Rishi came to Vrindavan. And as clouds pour rains over Mount Sumeru after collecting water from oceans and lakes and different places, similarly Garg Rishi also, he had the entire knowledge and joy, and he poured Vrajavasis with this joy. So when he came there, all the Vrajavasis were extremely happy. And when Nanda Maharaj happened to hear that Garg Rishi has come, he went to receive Garg Rishi. So he invited Garg Rishi at his home. He washed the feet of Garg Rishi. He worshipped Garg Rishi. He took the water from the lotus feet of Garg Rishi, sprinkled on his own head. And after sprinkling the water on his own head, he took Garg Rishi to a private place. And then he started glorifying Garg Rishi. That, my dear Garg Rishi, you are like a desire fulfilled tree. So we Grahasthas, we have so many desires to be fulfilled. But great personalities like you are like wish fulfilling trees. You know how to fulfill all these desires. So I also have a pricking desire. So because you are selfless, you are compassionate, you are well known for just going from place to place just to benefit other people, please fulfill my desire also. But because you are very exalted, so I am extremely fearful to put this request in front of you because of your exalted position. So I have one small request. So my request is that I have strong desire at this time that you please do the name giving ceremony of my two sons, Ram and Krishna. And please perform the necessary rituals which are required, and you publicly announce their names. So that is my desire. So kindly do that. And anyway, Anek Dundubi, because Anek Dundubi is name of Vasudeva. So when Vasudeva appeared, all the demigods were fearful of Kamsa. They knew that Vasudeva's son would deliver the entire creation from wicked people like Kamsa. So they played on kettle drums. And by hearing that sound, because of hearing that sound, Vasudeva was called Anek Dundubi. So Nanda Maharaj said that Anek Dundubi glorifies your position so much. So that's why I have a request. Please give name to my sons and please declare them very openly. And then Garg Muni replied. He said that, my dear Nand Maharaj, it would be a great pleasure for me to give names to Krishna and Balram. But unfortunately what has happened is that this Kansa is very wicked. And if he happens to know, and he will know about it. So as soon as I give name to your sons, then different kings who are under Kansa, they would get to know about it. And as soon as they get to know about it, they will immediately inform to Kansa that, oh, there was a name-giving ceremony of the sons of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna and Balram. And then Kamsa will ask, who has given that name? So then they will say, Gargacharya has given the name. And because I am an Acharya for Yadu dynasty, Kansa may start suspecting that Krishna and Balram are the sons of Vasudeva, not your sons. And if he suspects that, he is already fearful of the omen that 8th son of Devaki will kill me or kill Kansa. 8th son of Devaki will kill Kansa. So he may suspect that Krishna and Balram are the sons. And then immediately he'll send his army and he may try to harm Krishna and Balram. So that's why I have a request, Nanda Maharaj, that I can't perform this ceremony. So after hearing that, Nanda Maharaj became very unhappy. So he requested the Gargacharya by saying that, O Gargacharya, if you can't do it openly, so I have a request that you can do this ceremony secretly in our house. So only myself, you, and very intimate family members, only they will be present, and you can do it privately. So we don't need yagya and proper ceremony of playing various musical instruments, etc. But just because of your presence, the entire ceremony will become very auspicious. And we don't have to do so many rituals. Chanting of the mantras is enough, because your chanting of the mantras is so pure that it will purify the entire atmosphere. And when Garg Muni heard that, he was so excited. And Garg Muni's excitement was so much visible, like a glass bowl. If you put something inside the glass bowl, it is easily visible what is there inside. Similarly, Garg Muni's Krishna Prem, he was such a great devotee of Lord, that his Krishna Prem was visible in his gestures. So he was very excited. He said, yeah, I'll do it. If it is private, I'll certainly do it. And then Garg Muni, he started musing. He mused. That means he had an internal dialogue within himself. So he gazed at Krishna, and then he started musing. He started having internal dialogues. The body of this little boy may be looking very little, but actually he is holding within himself the truths of all the Upanishads. And this little boy, he firmly establishes the existence of God. And then he started looking at Krishna. Is he a flower on the desire tree which is causing all our good fortune? And then he thought, is his form the origin of nectar ocean of condensed bliss? Because just by looking at Krishna, he was getting so much bliss. And then he started thinking that he is the same person whom Jnanis see as Brahman or as the Lord of the universe. He is the same person whom mental speculators see as the Creator. He is the same person whom mystic yogis see as the super soul and saintly devotees see as Bhagavan. And then he thought within himself that although this person is beyond influence and time, influence of time and space, this same personality of Godhead he placed in the lap of Mother Yasoda and Nanda Maharaj, who are his pure devotees. So Nanda and Yasoda are so fortunate that they have Supreme Personality of Godhead as their own son. What an amazing sight! What an amazing sight! And then he started looking at the effulgence of Krishna. And then he started contemplating. Is he the causeless origin of that beautiful light within the darkness of ignorance? So, upon seeing his form, he said, "This form is completely astonishing. Although this little child is reclining on the lap of his mother, he is flooding my heart with a stream of joy. His darshan satisfies my eyes like a lamp of cooling camphor." So a lamp of cooling camphor is known for giving coolness. So his darshan is like that. And the fragrance coming from his body is resembling the burning of aguru and sandalwood. Because aguru and sandalwood are considered the most fragrant among all the things which have fragrance. And looking at Krishna, he said, "If Krishna is causing my body to manifest aesthetic symptoms such as shaking, hair standing erect, mental bewilderment, so I came here to give him the name in this name giving ceremony. But if the joy of ecstasy continues, I can't do this seva." So somehow Garg Muni tried to conceal all his ecstasies. And considering his situation of ecstasy, Garg Muni started thinking, if I hold on the feet of Krishna, everyone will say that Garg Muni is crazy. So I can't hold his feet. Such a great Muni, how can he hold the feet? And if I embrace Krishna to my chest, people will think that, oh, he's so frivolous that he's holding a child on his chest. So I can't even embrace him. So what should I do? So let me just hold back and do nothing. So although I'll become filled with anxiety and lose my patience, but never mind what to do. I can't do anything. But today my life has become fortunate. My eyes have attained perfection. My learning and exalted birth have now become blessed. So Lord has showed compassion on me and He made my life successful by making me the Acharya of the divine Yadu dynasty. Because of being Acharya of Yadu dynasty, I got this good fortune. So in this way, when Garg Muni was in ecstasy and he was speaking, all his senses became inert. He was speaking though he was dumb. He was unconscious though he was alive. And that is how all his senses became non-functional. Then somehow Garg Muni held himself and he started now chanting the mantras to remove the negative elements, to purify the atmosphere, make the atmosphere very auspicious. And then he began the name-giving ceremony. So he began the name-giving ceremony with the names of Balram. So looking at Balram, he said, "This son of Vasudev is as powerful as the personality of Godhead. And that is why his name will be Bala. Because he possesses extraordinary power. And in the future, this child will enjoy wrestling, so his name will be Baladev. But then, just to crack some jokes, when Baladev will fight with his friends, sometimes his friends will defeat him. And then they will crack jokes at him and say, "Oh Dev, you are Baladev? Now you show your strength. Just see, I have defeated you." And just to enjoy this hasaras, the mellow of humor, he will be called Balram. One who enjoys showing his strength, at the same time enjoys different rasas with his friends. So this child Balram, he is the personification of fame and perfection, and more glorious even than the Creator. And in this way, because he will attract all the people and remove their sins, his name will be Sankarsan, one who attracts. So he will attract people and remove their sins. And because he is very handsome and pleasing to everyone, he will be famous as Ram. Yes. And because he shows extraordinary strength, he will be called Balram. So his name will be Balram, Ram, Baladev and Sankarsan. So these four names were given by Garg Rishi. And after doing the name giving ceremony of Balram, now Garg Muni started looking at Krishna. So he told to Nanda Maharaj upon looking at Krishna that, "My dear Nanda Maharaj, as Bhakti Yoga is found among the four castes, similarly, as far as your son is concerned, your youngest son appears in four colors in different yugas. Rakto Pita Tata Suklas Idanim Krishnatam Gataha." So sometimes he appears as Sukla means white, sometimes as Rakta means red, Pita means yellow, and sometimes as Krishna. Krishna means dark blue. So he appears in these four colors. So in this millennium, your son has appeared in the hue of a blue sapphire. So he has appeared in this color to show compassion to the entire world. In Satyuga, the people lived religiously free from sins, and that's why your son appeared white in color. In Treta Yuga, fire had three names: Dakshinagni, Garyapattagni, Ahavanagni. In that age, your son appeared as the combination of these three fires, and he was known as Yajna. So Yajna was the grandson of Swambhu Manu and son of Ruchi, Rishi Ruchi and Akuti. In Dwapar Yuga, the Lord has appeared in a dark blue color, resembling the Sama color, the dark blue complexion. And in Kali Yuga, the age of coral, he will be born in a golden color as Gauranga. Of course, he didn't tell the name Gauranga, but he told that he will appear in the golden color. And then he looked at Krishna and said, he will be addressed as Krishna, which is combination of five letters: Ka, Ri, Sa, Na, A. But the first four letters of his name, he assumed the different colors, which is the colors in different yugas. His present Syama color signifies Vishnu, which is indicated by the last letter of Krishna's name. It's A. So because in Lord speaks in Bhagavad Gita that among all the letters I am the letter A. Because A is there in all the names. Ka, Kha, Ga, they all have A. Therefore, he who now assumes the color of a blue sapphire, your son, he is not ordinary person, he is the origin of all the yoga avataras. And that's why he will be known as Krishna. He will be called Krishna for his ability to attract the hearts of his lovers and take away the sins of his devotees. Sarvakarsti Krishna. So his name will be Krishna. So the word Krishi means existence and the letter Na means bliss. So that means Krishna is the one who is personification of bliss and eternality. And then your son sometimes he combines with Yogamaya and appears as the liberated son of Vasudeva. And because of that his another name will be Vasudeva. Your son has all the qualities of Narayan such as mercy, forgiveness, truthfulness, cleanliness. So that's why the name of another name of your son will be Narayan. Actually Narayan is as good as Krishna, but Krishna is the origin of Narayan also. So your son possesses the power to maintain the universe, and that's why his name will be Narayan. And somehow Mother Saraswati is giving me intelligence to give these names. Actually, my words fail to reach the extent of your son's unlimited glories, Nanda Maharaj. You are so fortunate to have such a child. By his mercy, you will easily overcome all the difficulties now as well as in the future. Not only that, anyone who loves your son will have all his desires fulfilled. So though the Pandits have attained the rare fortune of knowing everything, still they will not be able to fathom the identity of your son. So please don't reveal this confidential truth to anyone, which I have spoken to you now. And then Garg Muni picked up Krishna on his lap and he started manifesting ascetic symptoms like shivering, hair standing on the end, tears pouring out. And looking at Krishna, Garg Muni thought, Krishna's transcendental effulgence along with Kajal, it can't be compared to blue cloud, a blue lotus or blue sapphire. Krishna is much more beautiful. And then he embraced Krishna Balram, and later on he gave Krishna Balram to Nanda Maharaj. And then Nanda Maharaj escorted Garg Muni to the door of his house, and in this way Garg Muni left from this place. So that is how name giving ceremony of Krishna Balram was performed. Krishna Balram ki jai, Nanda Nandan Moorkut Bansi Wale ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Kavi Karnapur ki jai, Anand Champu ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Raghav Premanand Hari Hari Hare Krishna. So we will continue with the pastimes in our next class. Hare Krishna.